talked to him about listing his house with the potential to possibly buy it after we've tested the market for a while. So that's what I did yesterday. This is yesterday a property for $400,000 that looks like I am going to buy. And then another one where I picked up a $270,000 listing, and I just walked into my store yesterday. So you can see that this kind of marketing really works. We have 3 of these trucks, 2 of them are out front if you park in this lower parking lot. It's great marketing. It's the phone ringing all the time. And so what am I going to do with all these properties that I'm buying? Well, there's a lot of different things you can do with it. My goal, most likely right now, is going to be to hold them. You know, I'm gonna buy them cheap right now, where the market is great for buying, and I'm going to sell them at the top of the market. When will that be? Who knows? A good guess is 2025. That's fine with me. You know, that's 12 years from now. It sounds like a good pace. Whether it happens in 5 years, 8 years, 12 years, 15 years, I don't really care. I mean, I'm 47, I'm not going anywhere. This is the business for me. So by acquiring quality assets, things that I know are going to cash flow, things that I can buy with none of my own money, things that I know I can rent and hold on to them, those kind of properties, it doesn't matter to me how long I have to hold them. What will I do in 2025? Am I going to get out of the business? Heck no. I'm going to do a 1031 exchange into commercial real estate. For those of you who don't know about that, that's basically when you can sell a building, take out hundreds of thousands of dollars from the sale of the building, not pay a dime in taxes on it. You just tell the government that I'm selling this property and I'm going to buy one of these 3 properties in the next 6 months. I'm not saying it's an advanced technique, but it's not complicated. And if you can do that, you can sell property A and buy property B that was one of the 3 properties on your list. The government will allow you to do it tax-free. You never pay a dime on the money. So you can make millions and millions of dollars between now and 2025 and then just roll the money into some kind of commercial building. Apartment buildings, office buildings, whatever. I've already done it. Okay? At the top of the market in 2005 and 2006, when lots of people run around buying stuff, I liquidated some of my properties, but most of what I was doing was taking my smaller row homes, things I had bought when I had first gotten into this business when I was younger, and I would sell those buildings, and I 1031 them into a $2.5 million office building that I own today that has 47 offices in it, makes a ton of money. My wife runs the whole thing, and I don't even go there anymore. It's a beautiful place to be, and you can do it easily. And it's just like Jeremy said, like play Monopoly, okay? I literally sold 4 houses, okay? 4 little houses to buy this big red hotel. Now, the truth is the houses weren't green. One of them was partially green. They had some green siding on it. The rest were brick, all right? And the building I bought wasn't a red hotel, but it is a brick building, so it's kind of like a maroon office building. So it's just like playing Monopoly, all right? This business, I tell people all the time, this business is not complicated. It's so easy. It's really not hard at all. It may sound complicated a lot. Maybe speakers try to make it sound complicated. I tell you it's easy. You need to have a basic understanding of what it is you're doing. You need to have mentors who know what they're doing, who are going to help you, work with you. Okay, and that's something that we offer. We have like a mentorship program. We have apprentices. Some of our apprentices are here today. And you need to just, put in the time necessary to learn it and invest your time in it, invest your life in it, your brain power in it, and the rewards are going to be amazing. So what I try to do is I'm building the biggest portfolio I can. Now, sometimes I need to sell a property or flip a property or do a wholesale. I try to do that at a minimum. My goal is to build the largest portfolio possible. But when you don't have any money, you need money, you got to do what you got to do. So you got to wholesale a deal, you got to flip a deal, you got to refi a deal, you got to do whatever you got to do. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. But I like to say that I'm going to sell or flip only when I have to. Only when I have to. If I can buy a building and get paid to buy that building. If I could buy a building and get paid to buy that building. Now that's a wonderful scenario because I just put money in my pocket and I got to build my portfolio at the same time. So that's something I'm going to talk about today too. I consider myself like a deal engineer. My goal every day is to get up and be looking at real estate deals and talking to people with money and putting those things together, putting the pieces of the puzzle together. That's all. It's just relationships. Just like you're getting to know me now by coming to this presentation, I'm getting to know people every day. That's my goal. I want to get to know people, successful people, people who want to make more interest money on their money, or people who want to do real estate investing, but they don't want to actually deal with all the stuff that goes on in this business. They don't want to deal with the details. They view it as a complicated, difficult business. That's their perception, so that's their reality, and they want somebody like me to maybe help them with it, or be their partner, or run it for them while they finance my deal and they just get an interest rate on the return. And that same thing can work for all of you guys if you understand this business. This is my website. It's called Addicted to Real Estate. And if you put your name and email address in on my website right above that video, you'll get sent a free TV show that I put out, invitations to my meetings, wholesale deals that I put out, all kinds of stuff. So if you really want to stay in touch with me, that's the easiest way to stay in touch with me, is go to my website, put your name and email address in on that site, and you will automatically be on my mailing list. This is my book, Addicted to Real Estate, Why I Can't Stop and Why You Should Start. You know, I tell people it's $20 for 20 years experience, actually 25 years experience. That's less than $1 a year. And I got some copies over there if you guys want to see it. All right, so this is a blown-up picture of the front cover of my book. And some people look at this and they go, oh, that's a nice-looking picture, or that's a cute picture. But to me, this picture represents my whole philosophy, okay? First of all, I'm sitting on a beach because I don't want to be working hard. I want to be doing what I want to be doing. And this business allows you to do that. I'm sitting on a beach, I'm having a good time. My wife is talking to me, but I'm not listening to her. Why? Because I'm addicted to real estate. I'm thinking about real estate deals. I can't help it, you know. I don't hide it in my book. It's like I tell everybody I do. Okay? A balloon over my head, very simple idea. It says a $12 million portfolio with a 7% annual increase is $840 grand a year in equity. My point is, if you could just put together a portfolio of $12 million, that may sound like a huge, daunting number to you right now. But, you know, trust me, it's not. If you dedicate yourself to this business, it'll happen really quick. And before you know it, you'll be acquiring millions of dollars. You'll be counting your real estate in the millions very quickly if you just buy and hold stuff. If you buy it in the manner in which you can hold it. Okay? So ask yourself, if you had a $12 million portfolio and property values went up 7% in 1 year, and that's just one of the ways you make money off of real estate. Okay? You're making $840,000 a year in equity. Now you're not making it in cash. You don't have a truckload of $840 grand in cash sitting in your garage, but you've got your net worth just went up $840,000 a year. Now how the hell are you going to do that? What kind of business can you do that in?
Do you use 7% appreciation?
Yeah, I'm talking appreciation. We're just talking appreciation here. Property is still going to put out cash flow. You're still going to have tax write-offs that you can depreciate on your returns, and lots of other benefits that we're going to talk about in real estate. This is just one of the ways. Okay? So what could you do with $840,000 a year in equity? You could pick up a bank, refi one of your buildings, pull out 50 grand like that. I don't know about you guys, I could live off of 50 grand for a year. Okay? So, especially if it was tax-free, right? You don't pay taxes on refi money. So many amazing ways to get rich in this business. And, you know, all you have to do is get busy doing it. Get busy doing it, right? So, you know, I tell people, like, where are you going to make $840,000 a year? Well, you might be a CEO of a corporation that makes $1.4 million a year in salary. You probably have to make that much to bring home $840 grand a year. But if you're a CEO of a big corporation, you're not sitting on a beach. You're probably working your tail off. You don't even know your kids' names. So that's not the kind of life I want, right? I want to have it all. I want to get rich. I want to make income. And I want to be sitting on a beach having control of my destiny. That's the kind of life I want, and that's what that picture means to me. I always tell people, you don't even need to read my book. All you need to do is buy it, sit it up on your bookshelf, and stare at this picture. Because it tells you everything you need to know about this business. Right? Okay. So let's talk about, can you buy houses with no money? You can't unless you know how. Okay? So I'm going to talk to you today about how you can do that. Because we have plenty of time, because I maintain this business is easy. It's an easy business. So, let's talk a little bit about how you would do that. Most people, when they first get in this business, the only way they know how to buy anything is what I call a conventional deal. They put down 20% or whatever, 15%, whatever program you get. You go to a bank, the bank lends you the rest of the money, and you buy the house. Now, I can't buy, if I had to buy $4 million worth of property in a year, I can't buy that way, okay? I need to have $1 million in liquid cash laying around that's mine that I could buy properties in order to sustain buying $4 million a year. So while that is a great way, if you've got some money, you got a job, you qualify for a bank, I'm not saying that's a bad way to buy a house. It's a great way to get started. That's how most of us got started. That's how I bought my first 10 houses. But if you don't have that kind of money, or you don't have credit, or maybe you don't even have a job, you don't need, just skip over the whole conventional deal, just throw it out. You don't need that technique. Because what I'm going to tell you about today are ways where you don't need your own money, you don't need your own credit. Whether you have a job or not is totally immaterial. It doesn't matter. All right? So, but even if you did have money and you were able to do that, sooner or later you're going to run out of it, aren't you? You know, no one has an endless supply. You'll have enough to do 1 deal, 2 deals, but sooner or later, you've got to learn how to buy houses with none of your own money. Has anybody here ever bought a house with none of your own money? Okay, yeah, we got three of them, 4 of them, there we go. Great, because a lot of people don't believe it's true. Okay, I remember back in like the 1980s, I was sitting watching TV with my mother, who was an entrepreneurial woman who ran 3 different businesses and got me into the entrepreneurial spirit when I was a young man. And